So chapter two is entitled Nam Vishnu Pada Prakaranam. So Prakaranam refers to chapter, and Nam refers to the noun, and Vishnu Pada refers to the final word. I described Vishnu Pada previously also. So Vishnu Pada, and we'll discuss more about Vishnu Pada coming up. Okay. Okay. So there is. So what happens is, um, in Sanskrit, like we have the root word. So first of all, there are two kinds of words, you know, from the very beginning. One is noun and second is verb, right? Noun and verb. Okay, under the noun section, we have like um, pronouns, adjectives, uh, numerals, and so on. Okay. Now, so mainly noun and verb, two kinds of words we have. So any such word in Sanskrit, which we see in shlokas, whether they are noun or verb. So each such word is made up of two things, the root word and the suffix. The root word, the stem, and the suffix. And then it turns into the final word, either a noun or a verb. For example, let's say for, example for noun. Um, there is this word, let's say Rama, and we apply a certain suffix, and then the final word we get is Ramasya, let's say. Okay, Ramasya. So Ramasya is the final word which is made up of a certain suffix added with the root word Ram. Similarly, for verb, let's say there is a verb called pat, which means to study, and then we add a certain suffix, and then we get the form patati. Let's say patati. So now patati is the final verbal form, which is made up of a certain suffix added to the verbal root, the root word. Okay, I think this is clear. Now, this chapter is Atha Nama Jani Vishnu Padani. Now the Vishnu Padas. Okay, so this final word, like Ramasya, Patati, which is made up of suffix plus the root word. So these final words, they are called Vishnu Padas. Okay, these final words, they are called Vishnu Padas, and in general grammar, they are simply called Padas. But Jiva Goswami calls them Vishnu Pada. So now the Vishnu Padas, the final words, inflected words, produced from a Nama are going to be described. So in this particular chapter, chapter 2, we will see this. The nominal suffixes, we'll see the uh, nominal base or the root word plus the nominal suffixes, and which turn into the Nama Ja Vishnu Pada. Vishnu Pada, the final word, which is born of the noun. That is Namaja Vishnu Pada. So nominal refers to the related to nouns. That's called nominal. Understood? So in this chapter
Prabhu,
2, yes.
sorry to interrupt you. So when you say we deal with the Nama Vishnupada, you mean like name and not like Pat is not a name, right? Pat is like something to do, right?
Yeah. That was only an example for the verb section.
Okay. So we're
Yeah.
only
So
dealing with names.
yeah, only nouns.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So these verbs will be studied in chapter 3. So in chapter 3, that will be Dhatuja Vishnupada. The Vishnupadas, the final forms born of the Dhatus, the verb, Kriya, action. So chapter 2, we will deal with the nouns. Okay. I gave you the outline in the last session of this chapter. Um, Adhatu Vishnu Bhaktikam Arthavan Nama. So now Jiva Goswami is giving a definition of noun. What is a nama? What is a noun? So any word that has meaning which is not a dhatu and which is not a Vishnu Bhakti. Okay, Vishnu Bhakti refers to the Vibhakti, the suffix. So the suffix, generally the suffix, they are called pratyay or Vibhakti in general grammars. Either they are called pratyay or Vibhakti. Jiva Goswami calls them Vishnu Bhakti. Okay, so Vibhakti, so the V stands for Vishnu, so Vishnu Bhakti. Okay, so the suffixes are called Vishnu Bhaktis. So the definition is any word that has meaning except for dhatus and Vishnu Bhaktis is called a nama. So any word which is not a Vishnu Bhakti, which means which is not a suffix, and which is not a dhatu, a verb, so and it has a meaning, then that will be a noun. Like a very basic and simple definition. Um, okay, we'll just move ahead. Prakriti Purva. The first part of a Vishnu Pada is called the Prakriti. So Prakriti is the mool, the root word. And the second part, Pratyaya Para, the second part is called the Pratyaya. I have already mentioned it to you. The Vishnu Pada, the final word, is composed of two elements. One is called Prakriti. So the root word in Sanskrit is called Prakriti. Generally, Prakriti is the root word. It could be a verbal root word or it could be a nominal root word. So the first part is Prakriti and the second part is Pratyaya, the suffix, which is the Vishnu Bhakti. So the sequence is Prakriti comes first, Pratyaya comes second when we do the declension, when we are making the form. Okay. So Prakriti Purva Pratyaya Para. The first part is called Prakriti and the second part is called Pratyaya. Now there is one interesting thing here. Prakriti is of two kinds. Prakriti is of two kinds. One is the nominal root, the nominal Prakriti, nominal root word, and second is the verbal root word. I gave example also, this like Rama and Pat. So Rama is nominal root to Prakriti and Pat is verbal root. So Prakriti, they are of two kinds. Now Pratyayas are of four kinds. Pratyayas are of four kinds. What are they? So first is the nominal suffixes. The suffixes, the pratyayas, the Vishnu Bhaktis, which are applied after the nouns. And they are these which you have memorized. Suojas, Amoshas, these 24. Actually, there are 21 plus the Sambodhana 3. So these 21 suffixes, they are nominal suffixes which are applied after nouns. They can't be applied after a verb. Second kind of suffixes are the verbal suffixes, which will be dealt in chapter 3. So these are the suffixes, pratyas, Vishnu bhaktis, which are applied after the verbal roots. Okay. I have already given you example for these two, nominal suffix, verbal suffix. Then third kind of pratyas are the krit pratyas, the krit suffix. This is chapter 5 in Harinamamrita Vyakaranam. So krit pratyas are those pratyas where we add these krit pratyas with a verbal root. So verbal root plus these krit pratyas, any of them. And then what happens is a magic. So it turns into a new noun. It becomes a new noun. For example, okay, text 1.1 of Bhagavad Gita, Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavah. Okay, now the word samaveta. Samaveta. What do you think the word samaveta is? Is it a noun or a verb? Samaveta. You can take a guess.
It's a verb.
Okay, Prabhuji says verb.
It's a verb, Prabhu.
Okay.
Verb, Guruji.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, it's a together meaning.
Yeah, the meaning is like assembled together.
If assembled, then verb. If together,
Okay,
then noun.
okay. Okay, Janita Prabhuji, I see your name begins with the word Jaya, right? What
Yes.
do you think? The word Jaya, is it a noun or a verb?
Jaya is an adjective.
Okay, so adjective comes under which category? Noun or verb?
It comes under noun.
Okay, noun. Any other response to this one? The word Jaya, is it a noun or a verb? Jaya. It's a noun. It's a noun. And this Jaya is made up of the verbal root G. The root is G, and then there is a certain Krit Pratyay which is added, and then it becomes Jaya. So this Jaya is a noun, but it is made up of a verbal root plus this Krit Pratyay, one of them. And even Samaveta, you were also right.
Guruji,
I'm sorry.
sorry for interrupting. I have a doubt.
Mhm.
If Jaya is a noun, then we are using it as a verb also in some cases, like Param Vijayate Shri Krishna
No.
Sankirtanam, or
Then that Jai Vijayate or Jayati Te Dikam Janmanam Raja, wherever,
uh,
Sattameva Jayate. So all those are proper verb forms. Okay, let me also clarify this thing. Very important thing, please pay attention. In Sanskrit, actually, the verbal roots are the king. Even the nouns are made up of the verbal roots. I'll show you how. Let me take a verbal root. Let's say pat. Now, pat is a verbal root, which means to study or to read. Now we can make nouns as well as the verbal forms from the root pat. Tell me a few nouns from pat, like patana. What else? Pathana.
Tanam.
What else?
Patshala.
Pathshala. Okay. So basically the word is part. Um, um, Patita. ityadi. Patitum, patitva, and there can be many more forms. So all these are under the category of nouns. Now, there can be verbal forms also like patati, patami, ityadi, ityadi, right? These are all verbs. Even if we look at our own names, like for example, like Jayanitai Prabhu, we already discussed. The verbal root is G. From G comes Jaya. Similarly, uh, let's say Vishnu Sahasranam. So Vishnu. So Vishnu, the verbal root is Vish. Vishri Vyapto. This is a verbal root. Okay, let me take this one and let's play with this. Okay, from Vish, verbal root, tell me few nouns. We have Vishnu first of all.
Vishwe.
Vishwa is different. That is different. Okay.
Vishwambar.
Okay, let's take that together because okay, we can take. So Vishwambar, so Vishwa, Pravesh,
Avesh.
Yavesh, and so on. And from Vish, if we take like the verbs, then let Pravishati and many more. So like that, from all the words, ultimately they come from the verbal roots, whether they're nouns or verbs, like 95, 99%, except for few conventional words. Like Sudarshan word. So the verbal root here is drish. Drish. So from drish, few nouns are darshana, drishta, like in drishtadyumna, and what else? Darshaniya.
Dhritarashtra.
I'm sorry.
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. No, that is different. Dhritarashtra. And and similarly, there can be verbal forms also, like drishyate, ityadi, ityadi. Kada drakshyami nandasya balakam, that verse. So drakshyami. So in this way, verbal roots are very important. So when we will study chapter 3, then it will become more clearer actually to us. Anyhow, so in the third kind of pratyas, the krit pratyas, we add krit pratyaya to the verbal root and it becomes a new noun. For example, samaveta, the first example we took. So in samaveta, sam is a prefix, ava is another prefix, and then the verbal root is e. There is one verb called inagato. So, and then there is this krit pratyay called kta. And then we get samaveta. And in bahuvachan, we get samaveta in plural. So that's a noun actually. Technically, that's a noun, but it also acts like a verb. By identity, it is a noun. By identity, it is a noun. Jiva Goswami will explain it very nicely, that how few of these words, they act both like noun and verbs. Just like sometimes when we become devotees, like new devotees. So now, especially after initiation, when we get our spiritual names, so technically we are devotees, but still we act as karmis sometimes. Something like that. Then the fourth kind of pratyas are tadhit pratyas. Now, tadhit pratyas are another magic. You take a noun and you add these pratyas, tadhit pratyas, and then you get a modified noun or a new noun. For example, let's say the word Pritha, Kunti Maharani is another name, and you add a certain pratyay and you get Parth. With a modified roop, with a modified form, and also a modified meaning. Parth refers to the son of Pritha. So this happens so Tadhita is the seventh, the last chapter in the book. You see, one noun made from another noun with a modification. Uh, like, let's play a game. I like this game. Um, so from Kunti becomes what?
Kaunteya.
Kaunteya.
Kaunteya. So this happens same way. Okay, the word Vaishnava comes from which word?
Vishnu.
Yeah, it comes from
Vishnu.
Vishnu. Vaishnava comes from Vishnu. So similarly, from Krishna, what will be the word? Like from
Karshneya.
yeah,
Kar-
Karsneya, Karshna, right? Karshni, Karsneya, right? From Vrishni comes Varshneya, right?
Vashneya.
Varshneya.
Vashneya.
All these things happen in this Tadvita Prakaranam, which is the seventh chapter. Very nice chapter and simple also. Okay, so these are the four kinds of suffixes. Nominal suffixes will be dealt in chapter 2, the current one. Verbal suffixes, chapter 3. Krit Pratyas, chapter 5. And Tadhit Pratyas, chapter 7. So two kinds of Prakritis, four kinds of Pratyas. Okay.
Chapter
So
4 is
Tatra,
skipped, Prabhu.
I'm sorry.
Chapter 4 we're skipping.
Chapter 4 and 6, they are different topics.
Oh.
Chapter 4 is Karaka and 6 is compound samas. Nothing to do with the Pratyas there. Okay, now interestingly, okay. Now G was the verbal root, and we added this Krit Pratyaya, and we got a new noun which is Jaya, right? Now this Jaya will go. This Jaya is not ready yet to be used in running Sanskrit text. We will take this Jaya in chapter 2. And we will apply Suaujas, Amoshas, the Pratyas, and then we will get forms like Jayaha, Jayo, those modifications will be done. Similarly, for this Tadhita also, when we get like the modified noun like Partha, this will be taken into chapter 2 again, the Shabda Prakaranam. And then again, Suaujas will be applied one by one and we'll get the table. Partha, Parthau, Partha, Partham. So, yeah. Anyhow, Tatra Namnaha Suaujas Amoshas Tabhyambhis Nebhyambhis Nasibhyambhis Nasos Amniosu. The Vishnu Bhaktis applied after a Nama or a noun are as follows, which you all have already memorized. Okay. Tatra Jata Shangapaitaham Shasonga Serishcha. Let me. Okay, so these are the pratyas. So basically, they are 21 pratyas from Su until Sup. And they are these other three in Sambodhana, they are the same as the Prathama. So they are not counted separately. So ideally, they are 21 pratyas. So there are few letters, if you see, which are in brackets, right? Like U, this Ta, this Nga, Ja, and Sha here. So you might be thinking, what is the purpose of putting few letters, giving some special treatment to them? It's like Kumbh Mela, someone getting a special tent, you know. I was surprised to hear the rent there, you know, 25,000, 40,000, 50,000 per day for the VIP tent. Anyhow, and this one is without shelter.
Goswami.
I'm sorry.
Goswami.
Goswami. So, so what is the purpose of putting few letters in these brackets, and few of them they are outside, like without any shelter, no food, no clothing. So the point is, there are three. So first of all, these words, letters, in brackets, they are called indicatory letters. They are called indicatory letters. In Sanskrit, they are called either it. This is not English it. This is Sanskrit it. It or anubandha. In Sanskrit, we call them either it or anubandha. English, we call them indicatory letters. So the purpose, so first of all, when we are doing the declension, when we are making the forms, let's say Rama plus ta, 3.1 ta. I'm sorry, ta. So while we do the declension means when we are, combining the suffix and the prakriti, and when we are making the form. So that process is called declension. So when we are doing the declension, these indicatory letters, they are not used. They're removed. They are like garbage, you can say, like a peel of banana. So they're not used in the formation. Now the question will be, so what is their purpose? So Jiva Goswami tells there are three purposes to them. First, ucharanartham, for the sake of pronunciation. For example, if you take this Prathama Ekvachana, su. So the main letter here is sa, sa Rama. And u is given only for the sake of, pronunciation, because we can't simply pronounce sa individually, right? As we learned before. Now you can say, so Prabhu, why is it only u and not a or e? That could be a question. So my question to you would be, again, if it was e, then you would have said, why not u? Or a. So that would be an endless theory. So it is something conventional. So first is for the sake of pronunciation, these indicative letters are given. Second purpose is uh, to make a distinction between two similar suffixes. For example, if you see jas and if you see shas, both of them, they are us and us, right? So both of them are similar, same, if we remove the indicatory letters. So to create a distinction, a difference between the two, you know, one place ja is used, another place sha is mentioned, right? So that is second purpose. First purpose is for the sake of pronunciation, ucharanartham. Second purpose is to create a distinction. Third purpose is, it is mentioned here also. Third purpose is sometimes it is the cause of application of a rule or a prohibition. So sometimes we will see ahead also that there will be rules. For example, there will be some operations which will be done on a word based on these indicator letters. For example, Sutra will say that those pratyas which has nga rama as the indicator letter, there we will do such and such operation. So they will become a nimitta, a cause for a certain operation or vidhi to be applied. You see? So these are the three purposes of these indicatory letters. First of all, they are not used in the formation. So purpose one is for the sake of pronunciation. Purpose two is to create some distinction between two similar suffixes. And purpose three is that they will be used as nimittas, as causes uh, of application of certain rules ahead. Okay? So you have memorized the pratyas, very nice. So now you pay attention to the detail also, meaning which are the indicator letters and which are the normal ones. So Suaujas Amoshas Tabhyambhis Nebhyambhis Ngasibhyambhis Ngas Os Am Ni Os Sup. And Sambodhana is Suaujas again. Is it clear? Okay. Now, in Sanskrit, how many genders are there?
3.
Three.
What are
Pulling,
Strilinga,
Strilinga,
Stiling,
Pullinga,
pulling,
Napumsakalinga.
napumsakaling.
Napumsakalinga.
they? Okay. Jiva Goswami also renames them. So Pulling in Harinamamrita is Purushottam Linga. Purushottam Linga. Striling in Harinamamrita is Lakshmi Linga. Napunsak Ling will be Brahma Linga. Okay. So Purushottam Linga, Lakshmi Linga, and Brahma Linga. Pakka Krishna devotee. So actually, Jiva Goswami is following the mode of Mahaprabhu because Mahaprabhu would bring in Krishna Katha, the names of Krishna, when he would personally teach grammar. And the students would consider Mahaprabhu, the teacher, as mad. So, the Jiva Goswami actually followed that version of Mahaprabhu. And like, you must have read Prabhupada Lilamrit also. When Prabhupada went to, in 65, 66, he went to America, Boston. So he was living with two boys there. David, I believe David was one, and there was one more, another guy. And they were living in a flat or some apartment. And Prabhupada started to teach them Sanskrit. Even before they were well established in bhakti and everything. He started teaching Sanskrit. It is mentioned in Prabhupada Lilamrita. You must have studied. But then David became mad just one day and he ran after Prabhupada, trying to harm him or kill him, something like that. And then that was the end of the Sanskrit classes. So, so Prabhupada was also very keen about the language. The first thing, maybe one of the first things he did there was like trying to teach Sanskrit, but didn't work out. It would have been very nice, studying from Prabhupada directly Sanskrit. So Purushottam Linga, Lakshmi Linga, Brahma Linga, and then there are the Abhyas also. Those words which are like they do not have any gender. Anyhow, so as per the format which we discussed in the last class, we will begin with the words ending with Sarveshwara. So Sarveshwaranta, and first we will begin with the Purushottam Linga section. So this section is called, the first section we are doing is called Sarveshwaranta Purushottama Linga Shabdaha. Words ending with Sarveshwaras in Purushottam Linga, in masculine gender. This is section like part 1. Okay. The first word taken by Jiva Goswami is Krishna. Because in the vowels comes, he will go into a chronological order, a, e, u, u. So words ending, first he will take word ending with small then in a chronological order, then Trivikrama, then Vamana e, Trivikrama e, and so on. So he begins with, he takes the word Krishna. Generally in Panini and all, they take the word either Rama or Shiva. Either they take Rama or Shiva as the example. Here Jiva Goswami has taken Krishna as an example. So Krishna, what is the first pratyaya here? Now we will do the magic declensions we will do. What is the first pratyaya?
Su.
Su. Okay, now one more thing I need to tell you. So we do numberings here. Like, this Su is 1.1. How? So the first one stands for the Prathama and the second one stands for Ekvachana. So this is 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Similarly, 3.1, 4.1, 5.1, 6.1, 7.1, 8.1, 7.2, 7.3. So it's quite easy, you know, to do this way. Okay, done. We move ahead. Okay. Vishnu Bhakti Siddham, Vishnu Padam. This is the formal definition of Vishnu Pada. That which is formed by the application of Vishnu Bhakti is called a Vishnu Pada. So basically, when we apply a Vishnu Bhakti to a Prakriti, to a root word, and the formation we get, the final word is called a Vishnu Pada. So Vishnu Bhakti Siddham, Vishnu Padam. The another meaning, the spiritual meaning of this sutra is that the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu is attained or perfected or achieved by devotion to Lord Vishnu. That is the spiritual meaning of the sutra. Vishnu Bhakti Siddha Vishnu Padam. It also says Lord Vishnu's feet or abode is achieved only through devotional service to him. Okay. Now, so this is 1.1 declension. Krishna plus Su. So we combine them by Vishnu Bhakti Siddham Vishnu Padam Sutra and it becomes Krishnas. Okay, Krishnas. Now here we have a sutra 93 which says Sa Ra Ramayor Vishnu Sargo Vishnu Padante. So please pay attention. This is the very first Vidhi Sutra here, which is asking us to do some operation, something, some change. We studied three kinds of changes in Sandhi, right? What were the three kinds of changes we studied?
Adesho,
Adesh.
Adesho, Agamo,
Lopo,
Lopo.
Lopo,
What is Adesh in English?
Insertion
No.
Inst
or
Some substitution, replacement.
substitution.
Agama is insertion. And
Insertion.
Insertion,
Lopa is
Deletion.
deletion.
deletion,
Right.
deletion.
So these are the only three kinds of things like with these which we can do throughout the grammar. So let's see what this sutra says us to do. Sa Rama and Ra Rama become Vishnu Sarga when the Vishaya is Vishnu Padanta. It simply means if we have a word which is a Vishnu Pada. Is Krishna's a Vishnu Pada? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is a Vishnu Pada. So now, if we have a Vishnu Pada at whose end we have either Sa Rama or Ra Rama, you know, either Sa or Ra, then that Sa or Ra become Vishnu Sarga. That Sa or Ra become Vishnu Sarga. So this Krishna is a Vishnu Pada, and at the end we have Sa. So this Sa by this Sutra 93 becomes Vishnu Sarga. So we get Krishna. So this is how we get Krishna, Rama, ityadi, ityadi. Now is this vidhi is which kind of change? Turning Sa into Vishnu Sarga.
Substitute.
Adesha,
This
Adesha.
is Adesha. Yeah, this is an example of Adesha. So we get Krishna. Did you understand the sutra? If there is a Vishnu Pada at whose end we have either Sa or Ra, then that Sa or Ra will become Vishnu Sarga. Now, just think of that sutra Anishwaradapira Ramaja. I taught you about the Vishnu Sargas which are born of Ra Rama, right? So this is the sutra which turns Ra Rama into Vishnu Sarga. You know, this is the sutra which turns Ra Rama into Vishnu Sarga. So that's how they become Ra Rama Vishnu Sarga. Anyhow, if you're not getting, leave it. Don't worry. Okay, 1.2. What is the next pratyaya?
Oh.
Oh. This is very simple. We have to apply a sandhi. Which sandhi can be applied here? We have a here and we have au here.
it becomes Trivikrama.
Oh.
No?
See, this is not alone. This is
Oh,
out.
sorry, out. Out.
Which sutra, Sandhi sutra will be applied here?
Out. Out.
Odvay out.
Odvai
Out.
au. Odvai au.
Out.
So we will apply Odvai au and this will become au together. So we get Krishna.
No.
See, you have to be pakka in Sandhis because Jiva Goswami explains Ganga Sroto Vadevasya. This grammar, the sutra, the concepts, the principles, they are like the waters of Ganga. Just like the water of Ganga, it originates from, its origin, and the same water is carried forward until it reaches the sea, right? Similarly, it's not that we have done sandhis, and sandhis will not be used in chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. As we are moving ahead, all the previous content will be used in the coming chapters. So it's not like our school books that okay, chapter 1 done khatam, chapter 2 done khatam. No, all of them will be used. So chapter 1 will be used in chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chapter 2 will be used in, you know, chapter 2 will be used in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and also 1. Because we do sandhis between what? We do sandhis between the words only. And we are learning how to form words. Chapter 3 will be used in 4, 5, 6, 7, and also 1, 2. So it's not only this way, also the previous chapters also. That's why if you study Panini, their presentation is very typical, very difficult. Thanks to Jiva Goswami that he has presented in a very systematic and chapter like a modern approach, which is very easy for us. Panini, your mind will be gone. In 2 days, you will say Hari Bol. Okay, 1.3. What is the next suffix? Vishnu Bhakti.
Yes.
Yes.
Just.
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 Okay, in just the Ja Rama is removed. Okay, we don't consider Ja while doing the formation. So sorry, Krishna plus us. Now which sandhi can be done here? And
Dasavadhara.
Trivikrama Sandhi.
yeah, Dashavatare ka Atmake Militva Trivikrama. So we make it Krishnas. Okay.
Krishna. Krishna.
Now which
193.
sutra is applied here?
93.
93 again. Because we have a Vishnu pada ending with Sa. So Sa will turn into a Vishnu chakra.
Krishna.
Sa will turn into a Vishnu
Vishnu
chakra.
Sarga.
Vishnu sarga. So it will become Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna. Okay. Let's do two more. 2.1. Krishna. What is the next suffix?
Um,
Okay. '94. Sutra 94. Dashavatarat shasor aramaharaha. When or shas comes after a dashavatara, its arama is deleted. Okay, I'll put it normally. Sutra 94 says, if we have dashavatara at the first place, what is dashavatara?
The first Dasha Avatara.
Dashavatara. The first 10. If we have dashavatara followed by either or shas. Either or shas. Okay. Then what will happen? Dashavatara shasor aramaharaha. Then the arama of and shas will be deleted. Because anyhow, for shas, we do not count sha. So the arama of either or shas, whatever is there, will be deleted. So here, in Krishna, is this a dashavatara of Krishna? Yes, it is. And then following is So we delete the of and we get Krishna plus ma and we combine them and we get Krishnam. So this is how we get, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, Ramam, ityadi, ityadi. So Krishnam. Okay, 2.2. What is the next suffix?
Oh,
How?
Oh, so what will be the form?
Krishna.
Krishnam, same like
Krishna.
1.2. So Krishnam, Krishnam. Okay, I want to do more, but I won't do uh, because the sutra part is also remaining, the recitation part. So we'll stop here. So I hope you're getting some idea, how we're doing, adding the suffix to the Prakriti. You might think at some point that why not just memorize the tables and move on? Why are we getting into, making, the formations, the declension? But let me tell you, this I counted. If you want to just memorize tables and don't want to do the, formations, then you will have to memorize around 150 tables, you know, 150 tables, all separate tables. And here you have like around 150 sutras in this chapter, by which all the tables in the world are done. Plus, plus now you know the formation also. So this is more efficient way of doing it rather than just going for the memorization of tables. So because I've seen people, they become worried or they become sick of this process of, formation, and they want to go memorizing. But that's less efficient. This is more efficient way of doing it. Okay. So for the next week, first of all, the sutra memorization part is also there. So from sutra from 87 until from 87 until 111. So from Sutra 87 till 111 Sutra. This is for next week. And we'll complete Krishna Shabda, the whole table for Krishna, the formation the next week also. What are the dates actually? Because I will be traveling to Mayapur. Let me check. Okay, so Friday. Okay, we'll have a session on Wednesday for sure. Friday we won't because I'll be traveling. 13th also I'll be traveling. So we'll do only one session next week. That will be Wednesday, 12th February. And then we'll continue the week next to that. Yeah, so 14th will be off. So these sutras and also those devotees who didn't recite the previous sutras from Sandhis. So that is also pending. Okay, anything here? Mhm. Nothing. So we'll resume the next weekend. Sorry, Wednesday. Hey Krishna, Hari Bol.